So identical rods means length and area of cross section are same. Right? They are equally stretched. Stretched means extension will be same. So equally stretched. So extension delta x is same. In stretching wire, work is done against internal restoring forces. So that work is stored as elastic potential energy, which is calculated by half stress into strain, or half Young's modulus is stress by strain of Young's modulus into strain whole square of y delta x by L. So they stretched delta x, they stretched equally delta x, identical in shape and size. L is same. It only depends upon Young's modulus. Young's modulus of steel is greater than Young's modulus of copper. Steel is more elastic. So which implies more work is done to stretch steel rod. Here, the waves, which of the following is true? The wave form two sources in phase difference constructively everywhere in the space. So here in all the options, they used a word called coherent. So what is the meaning of coherent? Two sources are coherent if the waves have same wavelength and maintain constant phase difference with respect to time. So this is important. Constant phase difference with respect to time. Here, in the second option, if you consider, so here out of phase, same phase, if phase difference is 0, they are in same phase. If phase difference is 180 degrees, they are in out of phase. But here, second option, is it correct or wrong? 180 degrees with respect to time, that has to be maintained with respect to time. So that is not mentioned. So second option is wrong because so it is not mentioned that the phase difference is 180 degrees with respect to time. So for non-coherent sources, fourth option, for non-coherent sources, waves do not differ by a constant phase difference. So the interference cannot be obtained. Right. So second wrong, fourth wrong. So constructive interference is obtained when they are in same phase. Here he told everywhere means path difference is different, phase difference is different. So we cannot say they are in the same ways. So they cannot produce constructive interference everywhere because path difference same, path difference different, phase difference obviously different. So they cannot produce constructive. So third option is correct. So interference occurs only for coherent sources. In a standing wave, so equation of standing wave, y equal to 2a sine kx cos omega t. Suppose between in the fundamental mode of vibration, standing waves, so notes are formed like this at this point. Here, this particle amplitude, adjacent particle amplitudes are same with respect to x. This is in standing wave. Only thing is amplitude of different particles is different. So now here at the same time, different particles have different velocity at mean position. Because dy by dt is a cos omega, a sin omega t into omega. But here, as x is different, its value amplitude difference. Since amplitude differs, velocity differs. So with different velocity at the same time. That is correct option. A straight wire is bent into a semicircular arc of radius. Magnetic field at the center of a, suppose if it is a circle, magnetic field at the center will be mu naught I by 2r. If it is not a circle, it is some sector, then magnetic field at the center will be mu naught I by 2r into theta by 2 pi. Since given is semicircle, theta will be pi. Magnetic field will be pi by 2 pi. It is mu naught I by 4r. I here is 20 amperes. Radius is 10 centimeter is given. So mu naught into 200 by 4, 50 mu naught. Third option is correct. There are two concentric conducting shells have radii R1 and R2. R1 is greater, so let us say this is R1 and this one is R2. An outer shell is given a charge plus Q and uh, inner shell inner shell is grounded. So then what is the magnitude of charge that appears on the outer surface of inner sphere? Let us say some Q dash. So if it is not earthed, then potential at P here is outside of inner surface. Potential at P is equal to potential at P due to charge Q which is outside. That is so here it is plus potential at P due to Q dash. So this is KQ by R1 and KQ dash by R2. Once it is grounded or it is earthed, potential at P becomes 0. KQ by R1 is minus KQ dash by R2. Q dash will be minus QR2 by R1. For an ideal liquid, it is incompressible, which implies change in volume is 0. Modulus of rigidity will be pressure by, here it is volumetric stress by volumetric strain. So it is incompressible, change in volume is 0. Then we will have a modulus of rigidity will be infinity. So this is a bulk modulus. So second option is correct. At the same time, so what about shear modulus? Shear modulus is applicable to solids where deforming force causes change in shape of a body. For fluids, it is not possible since they don't have any fixed shape. So modulus of rigidity is 0. So correct option is both 1 and 2. Here across a capacitor voltage charging, the displacement current is dq by dt, d by dt of cv, c dv by dt, 10 microfarads. So charging at the rate 200 volt per second, 2 into 10 power minus 3, that is 2 milliamperes. Your frequency of simple harmonic motion is n. What is frequency of kinetic energy means? Half mv square. X is a sin omega t. Dx by dt is a cos omega t into omega. Half m a square omega square cos square omega. Half ma square omega square 1 plus cos 2 omega. So here frequency is 2n. For what? Kinetic energy. Similarly, potential energy half kx square a square sin square omega t. So it is 1 minus cos 2 omega by t. So its frequency also total energy is half k square. So that is a constant, right? Constant means here frequency, we'll write it as 0. Here parallel beam of light, a parallel beam of light enters a convex lens. A focal length 50 centimeters. A concave lens of focal length is kept coaxially at a distance d behind the convex lens. Suppose a ray of light enters a convex lens. So after refraction, they converge at the second focus. Right, in absence of concave lens. For a concave lens, object is placed at its focus. The rays incident on it and become parallel. So here, where he given that rays coming out of concave lens is parallel. So the concave lens must be placed at the focus of it. So for this focal length, what he given is 20 cm. So once object is placed at 20 centimeter distance, so this rays after incident on the concave lens, they get reflected, right? And they becomes parallel. So this distance is 50. So it has to place at 20 meters. So then this distance will be 30 centimeters. That means concave lens has to be placed at a distance 30 centimeters behind convex lens. Here identical balls are dropped from a sufficient height h in a regular interval of t seconds. Initially, when time 0 first one is dropped, second ball is dropped after 1 second, third ball is dropped after nth ball is dropped after n minus 1 second. So distance between first and second when nth ball is dropped. So when nth ball is dropped, that means that happens after n minus 1 seconds. In n minus 1 seconds, distance traveled by first ball, since dropped u0 ut plus of gp square, that g here is n minus 1 whole square. So second ball, so it will be travel only for n minus 2 seconds. Distance traveled by second ball in n minus 2 seconds is g by 2 into n minus 2 whole square. So distance between them will be n minus 2 whole square. N square minus 2n plus 1 minus 4n plus 4. So g by 2 into 2n minus 3. That is, in fact, it is uh, it is n minus, first one is t seconds, right? Here it is t 2t, n minus 1 into 2. This I will write t square. Here I'll write t square. So here it is t square. Here a horizontal platform is performing a section in a horizontal plane with an amplitude A. It is executing a system with an angular frequency. The value of friction coefficient for which block kept on it. Once block is kept on it, So it does not slip. Once it started moving in this direction, frictional force acts in this direction. If this frictional force is less than your centrifugal force, that is pseudo force, frictional force is greater, then it will not slip. Here it is normal reaction. Pseudo force is uh, here MA. So get cancelled, which implies mu G will be greater than or equal to A, which is A omega square. Acceleration per so maximum pseudo force means at extreme position, that is omega square. So mu will be greater than A omega square by G. That is minimum value of coefficient of friction. A ball is dropped from a height h. If the coefficient of restitution between ball and floor is e, with what velocity it rebounds from the floor. If it rebounds before hitting, its velocity is u. After hitting, its velocity is u1. So e here is, we know that after hitting, it rebounds with a velocity eu. So the maximum height raised is eu whole square by h1 is e square u square by. So he's asking velocity. So here it is. Once it is brought, u square minus 0 square is minus 2g. That is u square becomes 2gh. U becomes root of 2gh. So it rises with a velocity u, that is e root 2gh. And this is not required. A percentage error in the radius of the sphere. Volume of the sphere is, volume here is kr cube. Log v is equal to log k plus log r cube, which is log k plus 3 log r, differentiating 3 delta r by r. Delta v by v into 100. He given that percentage error in radius, that is percentage, this is called percentage error in radius. So percentage error in volume will be 0.6. Here, resistance of a cylinder rho L by R equal to rho L by. So here area is, he given that cylinder internal diameter is 2 mm, external diameter is 4 mm. This radius. So this is hollow cylinder. So metal is present only in this region. So surface area will be pi into r square minus r square. So that is pi R square here diameter is 4 mm. External, internal will be 2 mm. Radius will be 2 square minus 1 square by mm. 10 power minus 10 cubed whole square. So pi into 3 by 10 power 6. So resistivity he given it as length, he given it as 3 meters by 3 pi into 3 pi by 10 power 6. So 2.2 by pi into 10 power minus 2. It is roughly 3, 7.7 into 10 power minus 2, or 7 into 10 power minus 3. The equivalent resistances, these are all at same potential. Three resistors are of three resistors of resistances R are connected in parallel. 1 by R effective is 3 by R. R effective will be R. Now, if I redraw the circuit, it is R, it is R by 3. This one is R. Here is 2R. Here A. This one is B. Here 2R. Now R by 2R. Here R by 2R. Wheatstone bridge is balanced, so current will not flow through this. You can remove it. Further redrawing R. These two are in series. Here 2R, 2R are in parallel. These two are, nothing is in between. They are at same potential. You can combine them. So 2R, 2R are in parallel. So effective resistance is here. These two also are in 2R, 2R are in parallel. Effective resistance. Now between A and B. So further, if you redraw, it is 2R. 2R are connected in parallel. R effective becomes R. Here it is. Every periodic motion is oscillatory. Suppose here sun, Earth revolves around a sun for every 365 days, but it is not, it is periodic, because to complete one revolution around sun, Earth takes 365 days. So this motion is periodic, but it is not oscillating. So first option is wrong. So SHM basic definition itself, it is to and fro motion about mean point. So every SHM is oscillatory motion. Since one option is correct, this is the answer. But every oscillation is periodic motion. So here, if a ball is falling on a hard floor, so it will not rises to same height. Hard floor means because of friction it loses energy. Again it falls, right? Again it will not rise to the same height. So it will not happen in regular intervals of time. It is not a periodic. So it's oscillation, but not a periodic. So second option is correct. Which of the following wave is polarized? So sound wave is longitudinal pressure waves also longitudinal waves. Longitudinal waves cannot be polarized. Only transversal waves can be polarized. Here, mean free path, mean free path. How do we calculate 1 by root 2 pi n d square? D here is diameter of the molecule. N is number of molecules per unit volume. So here it is temperature of it is doubled. It does not depend upon temperature. So mean free path does not depend on temperature. Four cells of equal EMF and internal resistance are connected in series. E effective will be 4E, R effective will be 4R. But one of the cell is connected wrongly, like this. Then R effective will not change. E effective will be 3E minus E, which is 2E. So average EMF induced is L di by dt. L here is self-inductance. Di is 4 amperes 4 minus 0 for 1 milliseconds. EMF is 10 volts. Inductance will be by 4. 2.5 into 10 power minus 3. 2.5 millihenries.